Hi everyone. I wanted to just talk about something that was in the news at some point. I'm trying to get a date. Okay, so this was October 30th of 2020. So this is recent. This has to do with that sick cult Scientology. Now, I have every reason to say this because not only have they stalked me and harassed me and openly told me they're doing fair game on me and that I would have to join in order for it to end. Because I had went to the Celeb Center years ago and they hooked me up to this stupid little machine and I just took it as a learning experience, and only thing I could think of was that I got duped and they signed me up. I paid cash for my books, and after that they continuously bothered, phone calls harassing me for money, donations. And when I told them to just knock it off, that I'm Catholic, I told them I was Catholic before I went there. I asked permission if I could go. They launched this stalking campaign where they will stalk you, they will entrap you. I can't even walk down the street because they'll either have someone coming up to me asking about drugs. I don't do drugs. They'll try to, get a guy to kidnap me, put me in his car. Just weird stuff. These people have private investigators on your ass. And I think they found a way to get the state to pay for it. Donald Trump really needs to look into that. But they'll stalk you. In my case, they won't allow me to have a stream of income. They'll stalk me to my place of employment, wait for me all day. They'll approach my employees or co-workers and lie. Say I'm being investigated by a private investigator. There's no legit investigation going on with me. These Looney Tunes have done so much to me. I've talked about in previous videos, and there's a lot of other stuff I haven't even talked about because it's so heartbreaking for me. But anyways, this crazy ass cult has taken over Clearwater, Florida. I did a video on them with how they, started infiltrating city council in Clearwater, Florida. And so they've merged with the mob in communism because Hollywood is owned by communist China. This freak cult, they know I have a relationship with Jesus Christ and they won't leave me alone. And when they went to Clearwater, Florida for takeover, they told the city they were going to partner with Clearwater, Florida. They had people on city council members panel discussing this, and some of them were Scientologists. That's the beginning of the end of that city. And now people who live there are having problems with this crazy ass cult. They need to crack down on this. It's basically a CCP, Communist China Party affiliated mob ran cult that pays people to stalk and attack people like we see with what we see going on with Antifa. It's in their church policy. It's called fair game. I've been through hell and back with these people. So now it's starting to take place, like I said it would, in Clearwater, Florida, with a bar owner, the Lucky Anchor Bar in Clearwater, Florida. Clay Irwin said that he was invited by a construction worker to view Tom Crazy Ass Cruise's unfinished penthouse. They're buying up that place. Again, they bought $103 million worth of real estate $99 million of that being cash. They have tax exempt status, and they stalk, harass, assault, libel, slander people up and down. And you know, the rapists as well, Tom Cruise and all that whole cult, traffickers, rapists. People have come out and said that Tom Cruise is a sadist rapist. These are people in the industry. And we know he's gay as hell. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Everything about that midget is fake as fuck. And guess what? He wears these little shoes that make him taller. We know he's a short fuck. I can't fucking stand that asshole. And I'm so sorry. I'm gonna say the truth. They basically did court packing in my building. They had a bunch of these crazy ass Scientologists move in so they could stalk me. They tried breaking into my window. I had to call the cops when I was asleep. I got assaulted during the pandemic when I was only leaving once every 2 weeks to go to the store. I had just gotten off of crutches from a previous assault when I was walking to work in November of 2019. So fast forward 2020, I'm going across the street and I get attacked. It's aggravated assault because the person had a heavy object in their hand and they hit me across here. And now every time I move my hand a certain way, it like hurts and it like clicks or something like that. I don't know how to explain it. I was handicapped for 6 months on crutches back in 2019. And the person who did that to me threatened to break my neck the week before when I was going to work. And my landlord's involved because when that happened to me, she had the nerve to text me and put me down because she claimed he lived in a neighborhood. And I was very eager to hear what this bitch had to say, because when the Scientology has people gang up on you, they make sure your landlord does it, people in your building move in and start doing it. This bitch, I'm like, well, who are you talking about? And she had nothing to say. But whenever I've had to take photos of these people doing this to me, like the day I got assaulted, she has threatened to evict me. She's intimidated me and harassed me. And my own maintenance guys have told me they know about Scientology, fair game, how they stalk and harass people. And they've assisted. So they've assisted in this. So Clearwater, Florida guys, has just got, I'm not going to say sanitized. It got it got satanic-sized. You got Satanists. And the biggest one himself, shrimp ass, coward, communist, in the closet, Tom Cruise. So this club owner got invited to go check out this penthouse that was in construction, or had been in construction. It was a luxury condo, and he got invited to check it out. So he went with his dog Bruno, and he was invited by a construction worker. And so once Scientology found out that he had went, these gang stalking, communistic, satanic honchos at Scientology demanded Clay Urwin delete the video that he made as he did a tour of the penthouse. So he deleted the video. Now, if I was him, I would have been like, fuck you, I ain't deleting shit. They demanded he delete the video and began to intimidate and spy on him. Let me tell you guys, these domestic terrorists need to be dealt with. They're tax exempt. And the reason President Trump has trouble with the IRS is because communist China, anyone who's sided with communist China, which Scientology has, hates Trump. They've infiltrated the IRS and bullied and bribed and paid the IRS to make them tax exempt. And then they started infiltrating the IRS. So almost like Clearwater, Florida, they practically own the IRS. Again, which is why Donald Trump has had trouble with the IRS. I think that may have something to do with some documents that may have come out that it was illegal to do. But that's just, it's my theory in terms of the documents. But so, okay, this is a luxury condo, yada, yada, yada. Erwin, the bar owner, claims workers shared the floor plans with him, which show a 9-car parking space along with a private car elevator. Erwin said his Scientology neighbors there in town were friendly and baked cakes for him, but turned cold after the video went viral. These people are crazy as hell. These people make Charles Manson cult look like the Girl Scouts. This is how crazy ass these brainwashed people are. They live in my building. Erwin said his Scientologist neighbors have turned cold on him. He said he found a video camera on the lawn of a Scientologist in his neighborhood, pointing into his home. These people, guys, are worse than cockroaches. I would compare Scientologists to COVID. The most deadly, toxic, lying, unlawful. These people don't care about human rights, civil rights. These people are so brainwashed. They think by doing what the cult wants that they're going to end up hanging out with Tom Cruise. These people are so soulless, heartless, mindless. I don't know if this is going to end for him, or if they're just going to keep on doing it. They might keep on doing it because he's gone public. So, the Florida bar owner live streamed himself walking into Tom, shrimp ass, coward ass, pedophile, Tom Cruise's half-built penthouse. And when it went viral on Facebook, Scientology went after him. So he was invited to go take a look at this condo back in January. So this guy makes a friendly live stream video, and he thought it was fun and amusing. But Scientology, they're a bunch of bullies. I hope one day they stalk someone completely crazy, and that person just gives them what they deserve, because these are domestic terrorists. The poor guy, Tom Cruise is crazy as hell. I'll tell you what, if I had a child and he raped my child, I would not want to be Tom Cruise. I have no children. And I'm hoping soon the law takes care of this cult. Now there's photos of Erwin, who, see the city feels, okay, so he's taking pictures with John Travolta and Kelly Preston, who were in town to attend a Scientology party. And so the town immediately becomes, oh my God, I'm taking a picture with celebrities. Oh my God. And So this is how they manipulate the town. So as they infiltrate for takeover, you know, a young guy was raped, for the most part, molested, practically raped by a senior member of Scientology in Clearwater, one of the Scientology little headquarters cult location. And when he was asked to audit, he would have to act out molestations. Older men talking about molesting their kids, molesting people, and sometimes they would touch this young little boy. He was a minor. There are a bunch of pedophiles in Scientology. And now that they've taken over Clearwater, I don't know if they've paid this guy off to keep him quiet, or now that young guy, he's older now, he's like in his 30s. I don't know if he is going to get justice because they've taken over Clearwater. The police are involved, city council's involved, they got schmoozed and bribed and bought out, paybacks, all that bullshit. So Irwin, can't say his name, Irwin, the club owner, disclosed in an interview to the Daily Mail, saying that, he claims that following his visit to Cruz's penthouse, condo, whatever the hell it is, he's being subject to intimidation, spying, bullying by Scientology operatives. And he has requested local police and FBI investigate. Guess what, guys? When Scientology, the cult, is going to infiltrate your town, and you guys are warned about it, and city council tells other city council members, we got to keep quiet, we got to concentrate on the positive and ignore the not negative, that's just another way of saying we're not going to talk bad about Scientology because we don't want people to catch on that this is a communist, mob ran, fraud ass, pedophile, trafficking organization that the cops are involved with, that that governors and mayors allow this cult to do countless crimes, and their criminality is protected by the law. So Irwin reached out to the police and FBI like a normal person would. Yeah, I did the same thing, and so did Leah Remini. And guess what they do, guys? They sweep criminality under the carpet. I have videos of getting assaulted in a restaurant, and they took out specific scenes, and they actually put my body, like they had, I don't know how they did it, but they had someone wearing something I wasn't wearing in one of the scenes when the guy came up behind me, or I don't know how they did it. But they have a department here where they can alter evidence for gang stalking. And they allow Scientology to utilize what's meant to be for terrorists, government terrorists. It makes me sick. It makes me sick. So, upon asking the local police and FBI to investigate, Irwin told the Daily Mail, I'm from Detroit, I've worked in Iraq, I picked Clearwater over 6 other cities. I thought it was paradise, and didn't know a lot about Scientology. Oh shit. Listen, going to that celeb center was the biggest mistake I've made in my life. They had a Scientologist jump on my car when I was working. Listen, I get harassed whenever I go to a job. On my way, coming back home, they go to my job, they'll slander, libel you. They'll start getting hired there. They'll start harassing. Listen, it's horrible. And when I was delivering groceries, they were following me. They were surrounding me when I would stop, about to get out of my car, do a delivery. And I ignored them because the cops have never helped me in the past. They ended up jumping on my car, lying they got hit, and there's medical records and there's video, and what this psychopath told the police goes against everything that took place on the video. I had to spend a month and a half in jail. I lost my car, they towed my car away, I lost my job, I'm still trying to get my job back. And then after that, I was handicapped for 6 months because they were stalking me on my way to work. I didn't have a car no more. I was on foot. These people never stop. I will be so happy the day the government shuts down this cult. I don't know if deep state, I have a feeling deep state supports them, which is why they're able to get away with so much. So anyways, Irwin, the bar owner, now that he's getting intimidated and spied on by Scientology, he says he might not have showed up to Clearwater had he known about the whole Scientology thing. And the whole media, city council, they kept this on the hush-hush. It's the same thing they're doing with our president and Biden. All the negative stuff with Biden, communist stuff, they keep on hush-hush. The lamestream, fake-ass media. They do the same thing with Scientology. They protect their own. Scientology has just crimes against people every single day, 24/7. They gang-stalked my ass during the heavy part of the pandemic. Even when I was on crutches, they would still come after me. So this guy says it started all when he came down from his home state of Michigan to an Irish bar right in the heart of downtown, only yards away from Scientology's global headquarters, the Flag Building. Clearwater, Florida has a large Scientology presence. And the church has reportedly swallowed up over $1 billion worth of real estate in the area and effectively owns downtown. I know. I said that was going to happen. Earlier this year, it announced even more expansion plans. The Mission Impossible actor, shrimp ass, in the closet, gay as hell, corrupt as hell, he's a pedophile, he's a sadist rapist, Tom Cruise, has long been a member and a major supporter of the cult. Upon his arrival, Irwin said he tried to be friendly with his new Scientology cult members. I'm calling them a cult. He goes, I bought the bar 6 months ago. I was always trying to be neighborly. When you hear about the church, you don't think about the drama and conspiracy. You know why? Because you hadn't experienced it yet. It's like somebody talking to you about Antifa, talking about what's going on in Portland, and you never ever hearing or seeing anything about it. So it's not, no dots are going to connect up here in the head. But once it starts happening to you, it's not so great. I suggest you do all the research you can, because this cult is going to start infiltrating your life if they can. They're going to start slandering you, libeling you. They're going to, GPS your car. They're going to follow you they're going to have their members follow you everywhere you go, and you'll eventually catch on to how it works. It's gang stalking. They're going to have theater going on around you. I hope you can crack down on these assholes, these domestic terrorists. I hope you crack down on their sorry asses. They're an infestation of the most horrendous, corrupt shit ever. So, he thought, great, there's a church next door. Yeah, that's what I thought when I went and bought books at this fucking crazy ass cult. He said, I wanted to respect their rules if they respected mine. Right. You would think it's a normal church. This ain't a church, it's a cult. Masquerading as a church with a tax exemption that's ran by communism and the mob. I'm pretty sure the deep state at this point. So when his bar first opened, he says high-ranking Scientologists were falling over themselves to be nice. Yeah, they're fake. And they have an agenda. They want to get along with everyone, smile in your face while they do their criminality in the background. It's the same thing like left-wing radicals, Democrats. And so until he toured, he got invited to go tour that condo that shrimp-ass Tom fake-ass fraud Cruise was about to buy. When he did that, when he got invited to do that tour, everything went sour. So, you know, he said that after he took that tour, the construction workers prior to the tour that he took at Tom Shrimp-ass Cruise's condo that he got invited to, the construction workers used to go have drinks at his bar. Now, the construction workers are told they can't, they're not allowed to. So I'm afraid that what they're going to do to this man is destroy his business. Tom Cruise, you're going straight to hell. All these high-ranking Scientology cult members, the private investigators you have follow me, have your members come up to me, either try to kidnap me or get me involved in drugs or whatever the hell you guys try to do. And sometimes I'll even go to the store, walk at night, because I don't get to leave at all. So sometimes I feel I have a right as a grown-ass woman to walk to the store if I want, to just go for a walk if I want. And I gotta deal with these assholes up my ass. And when you call the cops take an hour and a half to show up. Or sometimes they don't even show up and they don't do nothing. And when CVS calls the cops when these motherfuckers are stealing from their store, the cops don't come when CVS calls the cops. The cops don't come. There's nothing CVS can do. But last week, I think it was, when they had these two gang stalking bitches out there. And I approached them because they don't live here. I know what they're doing. I recognize what they're doing. I've been going through this for 15 years. They both called the cops. One of the women, I stood there and waited for the cops, and the cops came instantly. So when these gang stalkers are stalking you in Los Angeles, the cops will come immediately for these pieces of shit that are stalking and terrorizing people, planning assaults on these people. But when CVS has one of these bitches stealing from their store, there's paid communists, the cops don't come to CVS. There's nothing CVS can do. In my case, when I get assaulted, it takes an hour and a half for the cops to come. They let these bitches clear out. They let their operatives, their investigators all clear out. And then I don't even really know what happens to the police report. And any evidence gets altered, or I'm denied there's evidence, or they tell me they're going to get the evidence and they never do. Everything's swept under the carpet with this cult. So, this guy is about to lose possibly everything because Tom fucking fag-ass Cruise, his cult, they're being bullies, they're being tyrants. So, you know, this ad on the Daily Mail, this story just kind of repeats everything. You know, he took a tour of this condo that fag-ass Tom Cruise hadn't moved into. The construction worker even gave him blueprints. Tom Cruise was taking the 10th floor, and the 9th floor is for his son Connor. Tom is so weird. I wouldn't be surprised if he was sexually abusing Connor. He's a sadist pedophile. And even Nicole Kidman said that she was afraid to have him alone, leave her child alone, leave him alone with Tom Cruise. She said that. But anyways, Tom Cruise found out about it, the asshole cult in the closet. He wasn't happy about it, and it was completely harmless from the bar owner. So couple months later, the church organized. They're repeating everything they just said, but anyways, I've told people the way this cult works. They'll infiltrate your police, your governor, your mayor, your city council. They'll start buying everything up. They'll smile in everybody's faces, and then they act like goddamn insane psychopath tyrants. Why this shit's allowed, I have no fucking idea. So you know, they have these celebrities walking around trying to make the city feel like they're special. And one time, Kelly Preston was walking by, and they talked, the bar owner and her, for a half hour. He was distressed and stressed out because he doesn't know what's going on. And she told him to get over it. Well, she's a fucking bitch. They're all communists. They're all fucking corrupt. And he was still starstruck of, with them coming into town. He took pictures with these Satanists. People don't know these people are straight Satanist traffickers. And so this secret camera, Irwin alleges he found hidden in his neighbor garden, who he claims is a Scientologist. They began to snub him after he told them they had too much property in the city. He's in trouble. These people, I just don't understand. So the camera had a direct view to his driveway. Now, he can report it to the police and FBI, but the FBI and the police already sweep crimes under the carpet. So, Scientology also tried to prevent him from doing any interviews with local TV and newspapers. See how they are? They're the same thing. What they're doing with Biden, with the fake ass news. They try to hush Trump and the proof of what Biden's doing. I'm so sick of these fucking people. Scientology is the same way. They're trying to get him to stop talking to the media and to the news. And what else? And that's what they do. But anyways, everyone got cold with him. They start talking to him, and the weirdness began, he claims. It started with new customers asking technical questions about the bar, and the council calling round to pull him up on a tiny infringement of local laws. Guys, I'm so sick of this abuse. Now they're having city council go in there. They're having customers go in there, ask him technical questions, and then they're having city council go in there and try to bust him for any tiny infringement of local laws. And these are the biggest criminals. It makes me sick. He goes, then I'm starting to get caught with violations, city codes, stupid stuff. They told me I had too much signage in my window. I didn't know if it's them, Scientology. You only think it's them. Oh, no, it's them. They're going to ruin his life. He said it was June 15th. He was walking his dog. His dog was barking at a bush. I thought it was a little quiver. I looked to see what it was. It was a camera. I thought it was a nature camera. Then it was like, wait a second, that's pointing at my house. I'm sure they got some pointing at my goddamn window too. Because I get followed as soon as I leave my building. Sometimes some of the Scientology members walk along with me, or they'll come out their door when I come out. They're sick fucks. It's the same ones. So he said it took me a week to crack the files as they were protected on the spy camera. He said, this is not a nature camera. I pulled it out from the ground and I thought, are you kidding me? These people are sick as fuck. They're sick fucks. Tom Cruise, a sick fuck. I'm probably going to get shot in the head now after saying this. I don't care. Tom Cruise, you're a cult, you're a sick fuck, and you're in the fucking closet. You're a pedophile sadist. So, you know, he said he cracked the files on the camera. He's pretty good with computers. They had been watching his house. It was really creepy seeing my car and me. It was really creepy seeing my car and me walking around. There was also previous footage of another family from February or March time. Irwin says it took 3 days of knocking on his neighbors' doors before he was able to ask about the evidence. I asked, have you put a camera in your bush pointing at my house? They said no. I go, are you sure? Why was the camera in your yard of a Scientologist? I made a police report and spoke to the FBI, who told me to contact local authorities, and they want to confiscate the camera. They want to confiscate the camera because they're going to protect their little cult members who bribe and pay them to cover up their crimes and have already schmoozed them with their celebrity bullshit. He goes, but I want to make sure I've got all the files on the camera first. You sure do. The police have taken cooperative and said they will get to the bottom of it. They were very sympathetic. No, they just lied to your fucking face. Like they do everybody else in Los Angeles. Scientology, the mob communism, has Los Angeles by the balls. So calls to the Clearwater police by Daily Mail have not been returned. Duh! While he waits for the police investigation, Irwin says that he just wants to turn a profit in the bar, which locals are too petrified to go in, and he feels he's being watched 24/7. His business is going to go under. You know, President Trump, guys, we got to crack down on this bullshit. He says on the plus side, he's already gained a cult following across the United States, and people have been sending donations through GoFundMe and messages of support. Oh, he's lucky. I haven't received shit. It's like walking on eggshells. I feel like I'm being followed. Every time I walk my dog, I'm looking for cameras. Who lives like this? Why are they doing this? Right now, they're just trying to intimidate. I worked in Iraq for a few years as a contractor, so it's going pretty hard. It's been pretty hard for me to move. If there's any connection to Scientology, I'll sue their ass off, he says. I don't like calling it a church. Most people believe in God or power. This thing was made out of comic books. Yeah, it's pure bullshit. If it got really shitty, then yes, I'd have to bolt, but it'd have to be bad. They'd have to pour gasoline over my property, and even then, I don't think I'd back down. You can't back down. I'm here for 6 years at least. They'll have to deal with it. Even to this day, if my customers yell or say something negative to them, I put a stop to it straight away. It's not how I want to run the place. Scientology, had a block party the other week and said, you can use my bar if you need the bathroom or water. It doesn't make sense to hate.